So this is our first game of Blood Rage, the new program that just dropped on Steam. Really excited to give this a try, and I've got my two buddies, Cax and Flash Thompson here, and we're gonna see what we think of this game. This is Legendary Tactics.
Your gaming masterclass.
So we have precisely 20 seconds to choose a card. Choose well, Cax.
Yes. Well, I did pretty good that first round.
Yes.
In a previous incarnation of this game, I missed about 6 different cards. So.
Well, we have to say that we did play this game. We tried to play this game a few minutes ago, and we got hung up, unfortunately. So we're not sure if all the bugs are worked out on this thing, but we'll take this game as far as we can get and go from there.
It was the pillage phase that really caused us a problem. So this part of the game reminds me a lot of Seven Wonders.
Yes. It's a card
I do like having
mechanic.
Yeah, I like having the physical cards in hand, and when you lay it down, you know, the next player is sort of stressed a little bit that you're already done your choice.
Yeah. And it is a bit disorienting if you played the original game not to have the board in front of you with all the options. But there is that diamond that you can click on.
That's right down towards the bottom. That brings up a permanent tableau that you can then see your empty slots. That's really helpful.
It's just to the left of those 3 cards in the middle.
Now I'm still waiting for cards.
So am I.
Yes, I think Cax is choosing his card.
No, I already have.
He's got a... Oh, you guys have the same icon again.
Oh, there's only... Actually, you know what? It's our turn now. There's only 3 cards. I thought we had 6.
I only got 2 cards.
I got 3.
Yeah, we should have 6, I think. Okay, we'll try and do something. Let's see if...
All right.
It looks like it's on your turn, Cax.
Yeah. That's what I'm noticing myself here. All right.
I mean, the visuals on this are pretty cool. I think they're pretty well done.
I find when I'm way up above, it's very uninspiring.
Yeah.
But if you zoom in, it does an auto tilt.
Yeah.
And then the detail is actually quite nice down there.
Yeah.
I like the serpent circling the island menacingly.
That's cool.
So I'm clicking on everything, and it will not
Wow.
let me play anything here.
So our second attempt, it feels like we should have 6 cards. I think the game just froze on us. So this is our second freeze in as many attempts.
Let's pivot and turn this into a bit of a review, since we have tried to play the game twice, and unfortunately it seems to be hanging up quite a bit and just freezing. There's a lot of commentary in the feed in the lobby where there's people asking whether they're doing anything wrong or whatever. So I'm a bit surprised.
I'm surprised that it got this far in development, and and we're 0 for 2.
Yeah, this is not
we're
impressive.
not alone either. There's others out there having similar problems. So
yeah.
That's right. It's a little disappointing. I mean, people in the lobby were saying it's literally unplayable, which
they might be
the
right.
exact problem here.
And currently, Nate, what's its current price on Steam?
It was about 20. Well, I got 10% off. I think it was because I bought it early, and I think it was $23 maybe.
So you're looking at least probably $25 then.
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood. So
I'm
very surprised
to
see how buggy this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty surprising.
Why don't we take a look just at the features we can access
Yeah,
here?
we'll just
if you click on the left where it says first stage, you can see the different phases we go through. And so the game's played in 3 phases, correct?
Yeah. So there's 3 3 turns basically. So you run through where you do your card picking, the card drafting. Then you take your actions where you invade and install your upgrades and build your monsters and that sort of thing. And
that's actually where we were hung up last game, was when I attempted to pillage. That was right on that action phase.
Yeah. And once all the actions are done and everyone's out of rage, then you're allowed to keep 1 card in hand for the next stage. And then you assess how if people completed the quests. And then there's Ragnarök, where the next doomed province is destroyed and all the figures in it are destroyed and sent to Valhalla, and you get points for that happening. and then you release release Valhalla. You get back the figures that were moved there, and then the next turn starts. And you play that through
just
3
a
times.
quick question on this interactive gameplay. Is there any indication of what is going next to be destroyed?
Yes. So if you look on the board, I don't know if it's yeah. So do you see the one with the
Holgor
glowing?
is getting hit in the third.
You see the one with the glowing spaces where the men go, where it.
Yep.
So in this case, it's Andlang. If you hover your mouse over it, it'll confirm it. It'll say Ragnarok will hit here at the end of this age.
Oh, right, and the part. Okay.
Right.
Yes,
So that's the next one to be scheduled to be destroyed, and then the one with the skull, Elvigar is next in line, and then the third one isn't indicated by a token, but it will be like if you hover over Horror, which is in the south there.
So it's a little bit hard to find. I mean, on the actual game, you can see where the tokens are going to drop, and that's very clear. On this, I find it very obscure.
Yeah, I think that it's a little hard to tell, but you can hover your mouse and figure out where Ragnarok's going to hit next, and then yeah.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah. So
the other thing we should mention is we haven't. I don't think any of us have tried a single player. So maybe maybe it's just the multiplayer that's having the
it could be.
but-
It could be. That's a good point.
The tutorial played through well, and there wasn't a problem there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just surprised.
It
that
wasn't
it's having this
particularly
many issues,
insightful.
but-
Yeah, I found the tutorial coming out of it. It was a basic reminder of how to play, but I wouldn't have wanted that to be my only exposure to a tutorial for the game. It's not very intuitive in terms of jumping into the digital version and just playing a game. Cax, I think you had some issues too.
Yeah, I just
following
found
the tutorial and
way too
translating.
wordy, and it just didn't seem to. What you were reading didn't necessarily connect to what you had to click on, and there wasn't a lot of. It wasn't very intuitive at all.
Yeah.
That's right. Fortunately, I've done a read-through of the tutorial, so if you're illiterate or just lazy, then you can go and listen to that. It's about 23 minutes long, so it does take a little while to get through. But I've done that work for you if you just want to kick back. So I think if you enjoy our reviews and if this content is helpful to you, like and subscribe. Anything else you'd like to say before we sign off?
Maybe what we could do is just summarize, just based on a first impression. Technical difficulties aside, what you like best and what you like maybe don't like so much about the implementation that you see.
Sure. I'll start with, in terms of the miniatures, I find for me, I love games like Gloomhaven and Kemet when you have the miniatures in your hands. Having a digital version of it's fine, but I'm a little bit underwhelmed. And I know we can't see those digital minis here, but they just don't seem quite as powerful as when you get the giant serpent or the big troll in hand. So that would be one downside for me.
Looking at it from the bird's eye view, I really don't. I'm not blown away by it, but when you do zoom in, it actually rotates. The angle rotates on you, and you actually get to see the characters. I think that's kind of a neat feature they've added into the game.
Yeah.
It is the three-dimensional Yggdrasil is nice with the tree there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean the interface. I think probably once you learn it, it's probably fine. But I would, as we've said, I wouldn't want to be this. I wouldn't want to learn on this interface. That would be
definitely you want to know how to play this game before you buy this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you want to play this on the live board game. Some apps are great. Like you think about a game like Through the Ages. I'm so glad I learned it on the app. Because to figure out the math and everything
Absolutely.
In a live game would have been very tricky, but because the app does all that math for you, it makes it simple.
It does all the
it's great, because
genius,
we all returned to Through the Ages after a few years away from it, and we're right back into it again.
It still holds up great.
And it's great because when you're playing, you're like, it tracks all your civil actions and military actions and all that stuff, so you don't have to worry about it. It's very, very easy to to enjoy. But this interface, I think it'd be challenging unless you know the game and you've played it already. Anything else? Anything that you liked? We've picked on a few things, but
Actually, I will say, actually, the aesthetic is really nice. If you zoom in on the Yggdrasil, the pool there in the center, I think the textures look really nice. And I also think the soundtrack is excellent, first rate. I don't find it too... Sometimes they get a little bit repetitive and a little bit dry. And in this one, I find it adds a nice ambiance to the game, which you don't get in the cardboard version, unless Cax has his cell phone hidden under the table and he's playing sweet melodies to try and pump himself up.
I do like the sea serpent too.
Yes. But they might also want to work on the game setup as well, in terms of we had to literally start a game and quickly join before the spots were filled. There was no sort of friend. It certainly wasn't intuitive to have a friends section, where you could invite friends to your game or lock out other people while and have only your friends get in by password or what have you. So there was that aspect as well.
You're right. It wasn't enough to have them. To have them as a Steam friend wasn't enough. It seemed some people were suggesting you might need to be Asmodee friends as well. Which, I mean, who has an Asmodee account? Not any of us, I don't think. Yeah. So that is a downside.
I'm overall, I think it has great potential. I'm disappointed that it was released in this state, though. If it's this poorly. Implemented. I mean, again, I'll play it and I'll enjoy it once they get the bugs worked out. But for the time being, like, hey, we were firing up this game to enjoy together, and we have to basically walk away with having played part of the first age the first time, and this only let us draft 2 cards. So that is very disappointing.
We didn't get through the card draft. Yeah, that's frustrating.
On the bright side, I had really strong board position, and I felt like I was really commanding lead. So I'm pretty pleased to leave on that note.
So. We will never know, though. That's one mystery that will be left unsolved.
Asterisk beside that one.
We'll leave it up to the YouTubers to decide.
So so I guess our final verdict is let's wait for the update. We'll get back to you.
As it stands now, 2 thumbs down.
Yeah,
definitely. This has been Legendary Tactics. Like and subscribe.
That's too bad.